Hello all my beautiful little unicorns and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, my name is Vanessa Somuayina. I am the proud author of various tarot and oracle decks and of course your favorite psychic here on YouTube. In today's Pick a Card Tarot reading, we're going to be looking at precisely what's coming towards your love life during the month of February. So if you'd like to know whether you'll meet the one, be in a situationship, or remain focused on yourself, this is the psychic reading for you. So in order to help you figure out exactly what's coming towards your love life during the month of February, I have prepared 4 groups that you can choose from, and I would like you to pick one of these groups intuitively. So let me get you acquainted with the 4 groups. Group number 1 corresponds to the Pastel Journey Tarot deck as well as the Amethyst Crystal. Group number 2 corresponds to the Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck as well as the Amazonite Crystal. Group number 3 corresponds to the Below the Surface Oracle deck as well as the Amber Crystal. And group number 4 corresponds to the Gentle Heart Tarot deck as well as the Aquamarine Crystal. But the timestamps to all 4 of these beautiful groups can be found below in the description box as well as pinned to the top of the comment section as per usual. So all you need to do is choose a group, click your timestamp, and you'll be fast forwarded to the relevant portion of this reading. Now if your intuition is a little shaky or you can't make up your mind between one of these 4 groups, I'm going to provide you with a little moment of silence and privacy. And I would recommend that you close your eyes, take a deep breath, intuitively point your finger at your screen, and choose whichever group that you ended up feeling intuitively drawn towards in this way. So as promised, I will now give you that little moment of privacy, and then I'll be right back to guide you into your February love predictions. Okay, so by now you've hopefully been able to select one of these 4 groups. I will be starting off with the first group, which corresponds to the Pastel Journey Tarot deck as well as the Amethyst Crystal. So if this is the group that you chose, then please continue watching. And to all of my other beautiful groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello group number 1 and welcome to your February 2023 love prediction. You chose the Pastel Journey Tarot deck in connectivity to the Amethyst Crystal. Let's first do a close-up of the stone of your choice. This is the gorgeous Amethyst Crystal. It is absolutely stunning, and in case you didn't know, this is a stone that is said to bring your psychic abilities out. So if you're looking for a great stone to wear in order to sharpen your intuition in day-to-day situations, wear amethyst. I'm wearing tons of amethyst today, and all of my crystal rings are linked below in the description box. There are lots of adjustable ones available as well in case you're unsure about your size. Let's move into your love prediction, shall we? So first up, we've got strength as well as the 8 of Pentacles. So I see here that during the month of February, you're working really hard on your craft and your career to the point that you're so focused on yourself, you may not even realize how that is making you so much more attractive because you have standards and you have certain expectations of a potential partner. And I do see here within strength that that is something that makes you very attractive because you're someone who has self-respect, self-love, and who upholds their standards and doesn't compromise non-negotiables for another person because they feel pushed to do so. So I definitely see in the 8 of Pentacles, which is the suit of the earthly realms and your career, your professional life, that the more you're focusing on yourself, on growing your bank account, your business, on doing really well professionally, the more attractive you become to the outer world and to potential partners as well. Furthermore, the strength card is also a card of compassion and of understanding. So if you're in a situationship or you meet someone and you really feel like they're not ready for commitment, even though that's what you want, maybe you're even going into February already in a situationship and you're not sure what to do, I see that you will have the strength to pull yourself out of this situation that isn't serving you, that's maybe causing you anxiety, heartache, and heartbreak, and focus on yourself, focus on your work, and becoming the best version of who you are, group number 1. Next up, we've got the King of Wands. So very quickly thereafter, we've got a real snack. We've got a real little situation going on here that could eventually turn very steamy. But let's move further into your reading to figure out what's up with the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands, to give you a brief understanding of who this person is, they are the King of Fire signs, as the suit of Wands corresponds to the element of fire. So they're someone who is charismatic, they're someone who is creative, they are very bold, and I want you to know here that they've got strong Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius energy. They're passionate, okay, and they'll be enthusiastic to take you out. So even though you're maybe very busy with work, this King of Wands person, they are not taking no for an answer. Let's see during what time of February you're most likely to meet them. So Spirit, please provide us with an answer for group 1 about when they will meet the King of Wands. Okay, so most likely towards the beginning of February. Okay, most likely at the beginning of February, this person is going to have this little opening to get into your life. So maybe you'll match with them online if you're using dating apps. Maybe you'll first kind of catch a glance on them on the 2nd of February. But I do want you to know here that this person is most likely older than you, and they have this very mature type of energy. A lot of people respect them. Next up, we've got the King of Pentacles. Wow, okay, you've got a lot of these older, very masculine individuals coming into your life. Now, that doesn't have to mean that they identify as male, but chances are, of course, that this person is a man. The King of Pentacles shows me here that now we've got this earth sign person, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. This could potentially even lead to a love triangle. Either way, I want you to know here, group number 1, that you've got plenty of different choices, romantically speaking. They are older than you. They are definitely ready for commitment. And they are the type of people who value your integrity and your strength. They would never want you to compromise that. And I want you to bear in mind that the people who want you to compromise your values are usually not the best long-term partners. Now let's figure out what day you will meet the King of Pentacles, or when they're most likely to come into your life during the month of February. Okay, so we've got the 16th, so right down the middle of the month, my beautiful souls of group number 1. So I'll put that right over here for you. Now I want to move further into your reading, shall we? Let's see what else that we've got aside from these two amazing individuals who are not going to mess around with your feelings, but you're going to have to be emotionally available, right, to even realize that they're trying to come into your life. If you're hung up on a situationship or on someone who just isn't ready, but they've still got your full attention, then it will be hard to make these connections. So you have to let go of the old, of what isn't working, to let these two new people into your life who may be potentially really great romantic partners. So next up, we've got Live Your Joy. I want you to know here that your angels are supporting you during the month of February. This is your month when it comes to love, and I definitely want you to know here that the more fun you have and the more you focus on yourself, on your happiness, on your joy, not only are you going to be more attractive to potential suitors, but it's just also going to bring you so much satisfaction and happiness that you won't even feel like you necessarily need anybody. And even if you are currently in a relationship and it's been a pretty steadfast one, it's been a stable one for months or years, you still need to focus on yourself. You still need to focus on your individual needs to stay attractive to your partner, to keep the interest and the spice going. So let's move further into your reading. Next up, we've got Spirit Animal. So within Spirit Animal, I want you to know, group number 1, that we're being called to figure out more about your spirit animals and who these supportive creatures are during the month of February. We already have a hawk here for you. So by the way, group number 1, leave a hawk emoji below in the comment section. And by the way, group number 1, I urge you to leave one of your spirit animals, your favorite one that we're about to connect with, in the comment section to let me and others know that you chose group number 1 and that you're still here watching. So we've got the mouse spirit as well as the elephant spirit, which is really an amazing contrast. So let's start off with the mouse, shall we? The mouse is a symbol of tending to the little things, so tending to little details and also Also, make sure, group number one, that you don't take little red flags for granted, because trust me, they will come back in romantic situations. So tend to the little red and green flags when dealing with the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands. And remind yourself here in the Elephant Spirit about hard lessons that you've learned in the past, group number one. So on one hand, the Mouse Spirit is telling you to tend to very little things, and then the Elephant Spirit is reminding you of big lessons that you learned when you maybe overlooked little things in the past in love because you thought to yourself, I'm sure it'll be okay, or I'm sure I'm reading too much into it. If you've got a weird gut feeling, or you just somehow don't feel like a situation is 100% right. Maybe you even feel anxious or nervous, or like you're walking around eggshells around another individual, romantically speaking. That is not a good sign, group number one. And we've got to be honest here about that. We've got to call that out and do something about it, or know that this is not our situation. Next up, we've got the Rado Cross-eyed. So you are being called to be gentle with yourself. Group one, you've been through a lot in this lifetime, and you need time to heal and recover. You need time for you to take care of your soul and your affairs, and also your career, because at the end of the day, even if you're married to a very successful partner at one point in time, having your independence and having your own career and ambition will always make sure that you feel respect for yourself, and that person will always be able to respect you, no matter how much they're doing for you financially or how much they're helping you out in day-to-day things. When you make sure that you're focused on yourself and that you're healed, that you're paying attention to your journey, that is something that no one can ever take away from you. And should anything ever go wrong in a romantic relationship, you've got that to fall back on, so you won't be devastated or so heartbroken. So here within the Sugilite, we've got a very interesting message, and this message is about replacing codependent, people-pleasing kind of tendencies with assertiveness and empowerment. So if you've ever tried to kind of change your demeanor a little bit, your tone of voice, your opinion, just because you thought it would please another person or make you more attractive, know here during the month of February that the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands find you attractive and beautiful just the way you are, group number one. So make sure that you don't alter any part of yourself because you think that will please others, okay? That will just create a discrepancy between who you are and who you're trying to be. And when those gaps are filled, when relationships get more real and get more personal, that may lead to pain. That may lead to realizing, okay, actually we're not compatible. So be honest right from the beginning. Next up, we've got the tourmalinated quartz, which is all about getting out of your own way. So when it comes to love, group number one, this is just a difficult thing that I will tell you now, because you guys know I'm the unicorn mom. I'm like your big sis who will tell you the truth, even if you don't necessarily want to hear it. You need to get out of your own way, okay? If you're the type of person who can get hung up on someone who you know just isn't right for you, if someone is ghosting you, if they're not texting you back regularly, if they are very childish, immature, or they're treating you like an option, that's not meant to be your love story, group number one, and you and I both know it. If you think about the mother or father of your children, if you think about the person you will be in a rocking chair with 50 years from now on the front porch of your home, do you really want your love story to have been, oh, this person wasn't sure about me for like the first years or something, or this person wasn't sure about being with me for 50 years, they ghosted me on and off? No, group number one. You deserve a love story where you think back and you say to yourself, this person, from when I met them, they appreciated me. They wanted to be with me. They showed that they care about how I felt and that they wanted to be with me, that I was their number one choice, not just an option. So get out of your own way. Take people out of the mix who are not in line with this, okay? Because the more you push people out of the way who are just not valuing you, the more you're making room for your future husband, your future wife, your future soulmate partner, the person you're meant to be with long term. Next up, we've got the amethyst, which, group number one, this is definitely your guides speaking to us right here within your reading. The amethyst is about your intuition. I explained this to you at the beginning of your reading, how the amethyst is is actually a crystal that connects to your intuition and helps you strengthen it and build it and create psychic abilities. So I want you to know here within the amethyst that your guides are trying to communicate to you that when it comes to love during the month of February, trust your intuition. If something feels good, go on the date, talk, make sure that you get close to that person. If something feels off, take note of it, okay? Tend to those little red flags, to those tiny little sirens and alarm bells that your intuition is putting out there for you, because it is meaningful. Your intuition is not to be played with during the month of February, group number 1. So take everything that your intuition says to you very seriously. So group 1, what I'll do now is I will cleanse the space and be right back with you so we can move even more deeply into your February prediction. So hold on tight and I'll be right back with you. Okay, group number 1. So we've got our amethyst pointing towards us in all its glory with all of its psychic energy. We've got the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands still here because intuitively I know there is more information that we need to talk about with these two potential lovers for the month of February for you. So let's talk about the King of Pentacles first and some letters within their name, just so we can be a little more precise about who this person is. Okay, so we've got group number 1. I'm a little clumsy today, as well as C. So that's what we've got for the King of Pentacles. I want to now move on to the King of Wands and see what Spirit has for us. Oh, okay, we've already got the letter T and a few more for you. Okay, so group number 1 for you in the King of Wands, we've got J-A-T. So these are the important letters within their name, and these two people are really great options for you romantically speaking, especially if you're single and ready to mingle. You guys, breaking news. I just added the segment that you're seeing on the screen to my How to Become a Great Tarot Reader course, where I teach you all of my tips and tricks on how to build and grow a successful YouTube channel, all the way from picking the right channel name to sponsorships and tricks on how to get favored by YouTube's algorithm. You're able to learn that and so much more in my How to Become a Great Tarot Reader course. You can either go on bowlife.com or find the link in the description box to sign up and enroll in the course today. For the King of Pentacles, we've got Capricorn. The King of Pentacles is the king of earth signs. So Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, those are the earth signs of the zodiac. And I want you to know here within the Capricorn that they are definitely a Capricorn. They're someone who is a high achiever. That's very important to them. They're ambitious, they're responsible, they are very disciplined, and sometimes they can be so wrapped up in their career and in their work that everything around them just seems to fade away. So that's what we've got with the King of Pentacles, someone very ambitious. They can be a little hard-headed, but what's attractive about them is that they don't give up and they have really great goals and really amazing ambition. So let's see what we've got here for the King of Wands. Now with the King of Wands, we've got the 5th house, which actually rules Leo. So here for the King of Wands, I definitely see some strong Leo energy, and what's really important here in the 5th house is passion. This is a creative person. This is someone who loves the arts. They love to do creative things themselves. They are very out there, okay? They're not someone who is quiet. They like to talk. They like to express themselves. And overall, this is an outgoing individual. This is more of an extrovert here with the King of Wands, and someone who you will think to yourself, wow, they're so artsy. That's really attractive to me. That's one thing that I definitely see here within the King of Wands. So these are the two options we've got for you romantically speaking. Now let's see more about what's going on with you. So here from the Wild Muse Oracle, we've got the best of you. I see that during the month of February, putting your best foot forward is impressing everyone. And the thing is, like, group 1, you're not even trying. Just by taking care of yourself and your needs and showing that you respect and love yourself, that is the best of you. And also doing things such as writing down your goals, eating healthy foods, exercising, drinking a lot of fluids, all of that is making you a magnet for potential romantic partners. And I see here within Be Authentic that, again, again, your guides and angels are calling you to not compromise who you are. If you have a bit of a goofy smile or laugh, or there are just parts of yourself that you find imperfect, don't try to cover those up, okay? Because focusing on yourself plus confidence. Now, this is a combination that is really lighting your love life on fire during the month of February and giving you the choice to pick group number one. So it's not like you're just going with whoever likes you in February. You are the one doing the picking. You are the one doing the selecting. You are not the one just sitting back waiting for people to tell you whether they like you or not. No, you're the one who gets to decide where their love life goes because you are in a position of power and control. So next up, we've got the rooster. So one thing that I do see here is that there is a little part of you that may feel like the King of Pentacles is kind of an arrogant, boastful person who would not be very nice if you crossed them. But I want you to know here with the King of Pentacles and you feeling like they might be that person that you can't really know so early on. You will just have to find out if you really like this person. But I see that there's a little bit of fear here that they are an overly confident individual. And I can see here within the whale that when it comes to the King of Wands, you're a little bit worried about some things there too. Maybe also that they have a very big personality, or that they're a bit older, very successful, and they could really date anyone, so why you? These are all some thoughts that may run through your mind, but I want you to know here with the whale that this is symbolic of great worry over literally nothing, okay? So you being worried about things that are not going to come to fruition. So just try to chill. Enjoy all of this attention that you're receiving, romantically speaking, because you're only going to be this young once, right? With every second, every minute, you're getting older. After this month of February, you'll be a little older again. So enjoy your youth, no matter what that looks like, whether you're in your late teens, mid-20s, mid-30s, 50s, you're never going to be this young again. And most likely speaking, you will not have these opportunities again because life is continuously changing and evolving. So enjoy what's here while it's here. I see here within the witch's cottage that one thing that you're concerned of is security with these two individuals. I see that these two people, they're attractive, they're really great catches, so to say. And one thing that you're wondering here in the witch's cottage is how long it will last. So again, if you are an expert overthinker, group number one, try to enjoy the moment and not become attached to a specific outcome, romantically speaking. And that's not just for February, that's definitely something that you can apply throughout the next months and years and even decades of your life. Know here within air that you've definitely got an imagination that can run a little wild, which is great because on one hand, it can allow you to be very creative and solution oriented and to find ways in which you can actually generate results that you want. But on the other hand, it's definitely also something that you're overthinking to the point of even getting a headache, of feeling physically drained. So you've got to be very careful when it comes to a quick mind, when it comes to a very active imagination. And sometimes you need to learn to direct where your mind goes so that you don't end up using all of your energy to overthink, okay? Because your brain is definitely just one of those parts that takes up a lot of energy. We don't even realize how much the brain connects to our energy that we have in a day. So if you're constantly worried or overthinking, you may find that your energy levels would drop. So try to ensure here that you're directing and focusing the mind either on your work or on having fun. Next up, we've got the stag spirit. So within the stag spirit, I can see here that it's time for you to take the lead in February and just go with whomever that you decide is best for you. Don't wait to see who fizzles away. Keep that strength going that we had, okay? Keep that very attractive aspect of you of making the decision going, because when you just kind of like wait around to see who stays the longest, you give off this energy of not being as valuable as if you're the one just saying, this is what I want. I want someone who doesn't make me compromise on my core values and the things that I really need, romantically speaking. So whoever is providing that, that's who I'm going with. Whoever is putting their best foot forward and putting effort into a relationship with me, that's who I'm actually going to spend all my time with. That's how you should see things here in February, as I see here within the Turkey spirit, that just being grateful and understanding that there are a lot of people who honestly are going to wish to be in your situation in February. That also comes with understanding that you've got the responsibility to make decisions and to stay in this position of showing that you're confident. You're not afraid to lose someone, and you're not afraid to walk away. So let's add just a couple runes, intuitively speaking. I pulled one from the very bottom. So let's see what Spirit has to say for you. So here within this rune, we actually have Pertho. Let me just make sure I zoom in for you. There we go. So Pertho corresponds to the letter P, and this is all about mystery, magic, kind of the unknown. So February comes with a lot of things that you didn't expect. Okay, so magical dates, kind of unknown meetings, but you know something fun is happening. And it also encourages you to embrace a divine feminine energy, because we've got the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands, who are two very, very masculine individuals. The more you embrace the femininity, the more we have that polarizing effect that creates passion and creates sensual tension. Now let's see what else we've got here. I will just allow Spirit to pull a rune for us, intuitively speaking. Okay, so here, let me make sure you can see this. We've got Fehu, and Fehu is a rune of wealth, of abundance, of money, of good luck and good fortune. So the month of February is a very positive one for you, all of my beautiful souls of group number 1. This is a month where your finances are looking good, where you're also dating people who are financially stable, where you've got a lot of luck and prosperity, romantically speaking. So look forward to it, group number 1. This is really your month and a time for you to shine. So group 1, if you've made it all the way to the end of this prediction, leave a little star emoji below in the comment section, because you really are the star of the month of February when it comes to love. Furthermore, if you're interested in my tarot and oracle decks and crystal jewelry, make sure that you check it out. The links are in the description box for that as well. I would like to thank you for spending this divine time and space with me. Know that I'm sending you so much love, group number 1, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your February love prediction. You chose the Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck in connectivity to the Amazonite crystals. So here we go. This is the gorgeous Amazonite. This is a very calming and cooling type of crystal. So if you've been feeling a little hot-tempered or hot-headed as of recently, you may have intuitively chosen this crystal to help calm you down and help bring you to a place of balance, as well as just feeling more grounded. But now let's figure out what's going on in your love life during the month of February, shall we? We've got connect with your womb as well as health checkup. So this is pretty self-explanatory. If you've got a womb, go for a health checkup, especially if you have been putting it off. And I also want you to know here that when it comes to love, you're definitely thinking about these things, such as, for example, your biological clock, such as children, what your future is going to look like when it comes to that. Having children to begin with, adding to your family, what family looks like to you, whether it's important for you to have your own children or adopt. I mean, there are just so many different thoughts that are in your mind in regards to fertility, in regards to family planning. And it's very important that if you've been feeling nervous about these topics, just give yourself peace of mind and go get it checked out. That's what we've got here within health checkup. And there are very important checkups that you should be doing. So if you're a female with a womb who has not done a pap smear test, for example, in a long time, trust me, it is one of the most important things that you can do for your health, fertility, and love life. Just give yourself that clarity and that peace of mind. Next up, we've got meditation. So when it comes to making good choices, when it comes to love during the month of February, meditation can really help you stay grounded, but not just in love, also just in overall life. So your guides are definitely pushing you towards increasing your time in meditation. If that time right now is 0 minutes a day, just make it 5, make it 3, whatever you feel like you can realistically do without falling off of creating that habit. Also, journaling, writing down your thoughts, writing down your fears, your things that are going on with you. Maybe for some reason you felt inadequate in love before. Maybe you've been through some traumatic breakups or even situationships that just resulted in nothing, where there was no closure, year-long relationships where maybe someone cheated on you or did something to you that was really not cool and you never got an apology, you never got closure. And group number 2, these are things that are coming back up during the month of February that your guides are trying to communicate to you are not a reflection of your worth or value when it comes to love, but it can be a reflection of some work that needs to be done in order for you to be able to move forward without letting the past haunt your future. Next up, we've got the black kyanite as well as the rainbow obsidian. So these 2 crystals speak wonderfully to your situation, group number 2. For one, we've got the black kyanite, which encourages you to set strong boundaries moving forward. So if you're seeing someone romantically speaking, whether you've been dating them for a little bit or you're single and you're thinking of going on more dates, meeting more people, remind yourself, group number 1, that you teach people how to treat you. So if there is a type of treatment you are receiving from someone and you don't like it, make sure that you set boundaries. And you don't have to even tell them that you're doing this, because let's be real, dating is a little bit like a game. So if someone ghosts you for a couple days, for example, don't text them back immediately as soon as they come back or act like nothing ever happens. Kind of do a little bit the same to them, not like to the exact same time frame that they ghosted you, but really ask yourself, first of all, if you even want to entertain that, and second of all, if you do not want to entertain that, make sure that you say something a little playful but yet confronting the issue by, for example, saying like, hey stranger, when they come back, and just make it clear that you realize they were gone and you didn't really like it. If they want to ask you out on another date or meet you, you can kind of just raise some mild concern. You can say something along the lines of, well, you know, I'm not really sure I'm ready for like a on and off again type of situation. You can do it in a playful way without sounding so direct and so intense. I see here within the rainbow obsidian that another thing that your guides and angels want you to do in February is to take time to heal your heart. And really the only way that you can do that is also by making sure that you can firmly set boundaries as to how you want to be treated, because if not, you will just roll from one relationship or situationship into the next, never receiving the type of treatment and love that you desire and deserve. So you have to set yourself up for success. And if right now you're not in a place where you're strong enough to do that, stay away from dating for a little bit till you've really amped yourself up, till you've really hyped yourself up to a point where you know your worth and your value, and you're not going to allow anyone to treat you otherwise or in a way that seems to compromise those things. Next up, we've got the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands definitely shows me that the month of February is going to have some interesting meetings that are coming towards you that you didn't expect, some new beginnings that are going to start off in a passionate, kind of spicy way. So that doesn't mean that you're going to be intimate with someone, but it just shows here that you will have a meeting with another person that you are attracted to physically. But I see in the Nine of Swords that you're kind of overthinking the situation. You're a little bit worried about whether they are attracted to you as well, whether they see your imperfections, where this is going, if you're maybe going to be hurt like you were in the past. I definitely see here in the Nine of Swords that your angels want you to focus on healing yourself, on your own health during the month of February, rather than being too worried about what someone else may think. Someone who's really meant to be in your life is going to stay, okay? Something little, such as a physical imperfection or you overthinking a little bit, isn't going to scare them away. Bear that in mind. Next up, we've got the first house. Now, I do want you to know here in the first house that this house connects to the sign of Aries. This is the sign of your physical body, of your identity, your persona. I see here within the first house that there's a lot of self-development that you can do when it comes to your love life during the month of February, and just getting really comfortable in understanding that you are the prize. Okay, don't forget that. Never compromise that. You guys, breaking news. I just added the segment that you're seeing on the screen to my How to Become a Great Tarot Reader course, where I teach you all of my tips and tricks on how to build and grow a successful YouTube channel, all the way from picking the right channel name to sponsorships and tricks on how to get favored by YouTube's algorithm. You're able to learn that and so much more in my How to Become a Great Tarot Reader course. You can either go on bowlife.com or find the link in the description box to sign up and enroll in the course today. Here within Palace Athena, you're being called to really, really think about what it is that you want, the type of love life that you want, the type of treatment that you want, the type of partner that you desire. And then what you're going to do is never settle for less. Remind yourself of this, group number 2. You don't need to find someone immediately. If you're single for a couple months or even a couple years, who cares if you will then actually have decades of an amazing relationship with someone that you can count on, because you didn't settle for people who were maybe narcissists, maybe emotionally very damaging, who didn't give you what you desired, who compromised your self-worth, and then your confidence kept declining, the confidence that you worked so hard to build. Don't just give anyone your time and energy, group number 2. Okay, really think what it is that you want, write it down, manifest it, and then go for just that treatment, just that dynamic in relationships that you dream of, that you desire. And remind yourself, you only need one person. You only need that one right individual, and it will take time. If finding the perfect person for you was so easy and so common, you know, everybody would be in perfect marriages and perfect long-term relationships, but that is not the case, because a lot of people get impatient and along the way they settle for something that isn't for them, and that is definitely something you're being called out on to not do. So I will now clear and cleanse the space and come back, group number 2, so we can move more deeply into your February love reading. So just hold tight and I'll be right back with you. Okay, group number 2, let's move further into your reading, shall we? Let's see what your guides have to say about your love life in February. So we've got Archangel Jeremiel as well as Connect with Music. So let's first talk about the miracle of forgiveness. So this is all about forgiving people, situationships, and relationships from your past, so you can move forward without feeling the hurt, pain, and the anxiety, and giving new people a real chance. Because if you're constantly on the fence, or you're anxious that maybe you're not as lovable as you hoped you were because someone once treated you in a way that you really shouldn't have been treated, try to leave those scars in the past. I see here with Connect with Music that there's a lot of inspiration romantically that happens for you through music, but the same goes with happy songs and sad songs. If you listen to a lot of happy love songs, that puts you in a really good, hopeful mood. If you listen to a lot of like sad love songs, that can kind of make overthinking even worse. So be very conscious about what it is that you listen to and what type of music that you connect to, because even singing along to music is you speaking things into existence. So make sure it is what you desire. Next up, we've got energy healing. Group number 2. You chose the self-care oracle for a reason and the Amazonite for a reason. I mean, your month of February is really more about you other than anyone else. It's not about pleasing another person. It's not about making sure you get into a relationship or you figure out love. This is really a month of energy healing, of making sure that you are good, that you are healed, that you're in a healthy space before you even think of pouring into anyone else's cup. So February is about prioritizing yourself and then seeing what comes your way romantically speaking. I see here within crystals that you've got a very unique connection to crystals, and the month of February is a great month to add additional crystals into your life, be it through, for example, crystal jewelry like I like to wear. Maybe you want actual physical crystals, which, by the way, I've got lots of physical crystals which are ethically sourced in my online store, bowlife.com, so feel free to check that out. But do know here that crystals are a very supportive and helpful part of your month of February, so take those into account. And also, if someone who you're seeing or a potential romantic interest asks you what you like, tell them crystals. That is an amazing gift for you to receive. Next up, we've got the Two of Pentacles. Now, the Two of Pentacles shows that there is a balancing act that is taking place here. You're juggling your love life as well as your career. You're being as flexible as you possibly can be. And I do see here within the Two of Pentacles that that is taking a little bit of mental headspace and energy from you that you maybe just didn't quite expect, if you will. Okay, so February is going to be busier than you thought in your professional life, which means that there's a little bit less time to overthink love. And I do see here within the Hanged Man that for you, group number 2, February is most likely not going to be a huge shift when it comes to romantic love. It's going to be a huge shift when it comes to you and how you feel about yourself. But when it comes to romantic love, there's not going to be something huge like a proposal or a big breakup or anything of that sort. It's really about healing, finding what you want, and gently entering into new relationships and new connections. So there's not going to be any impulsive decisions that you'll be making during the month of February, and it's really for the best with your romantic life, because you've just got to be so picky and love yourself so much in order to create a healthy love life, or you'll end up in a relationship that undermines that. I see here within the armadillo spirit, you've got to set those healthy boundaries, group number 2. You've got to make sure that you're not allowing people to cross certain lines, that you're teaching romantic partners how to teach you, and that you teach them that it's either the treatment that you know is right for you and you really desire, or it's nothing, or they can pack their bags and leave, and you will find someone who will, because for everyone who won't, there is someone who will, because they value you, they cherish you, and they see what you bring to the table. They like that, and they would do anything to see you happy and put a smile on your face. That is the type of person you should be with. I see here within the vulture spirit that remind yourself, no opportunity that you've maybe given someone is wasted, okay? That just shows that you are open. You're open to giving someone an opportunity to be the right one, to treat you in a manner that you know will lead to commitment, to give people an opportunity to be that person, to be that romantic partner. Don't feel as though your guides are telling you to set boundaries to the point where you don't give anyone a chance or an opportunity. No, definitely give people opportunities to show you, to impress you positively, to surprise you positively, but know that more often than not, you will feel a sense of, okay, this person isn't giving me what I need, so I need to set the boundary and move on, because it only makes sense that more often than not, relationships will not work out. If not, people would usually find their soulmate the first time they leave the house and go on a date, right? If we were so compatible with everybody so quickly. So bear in mind here that it's important that you keep your criteria up. You allow people to show you whether they are that person or not. And it's fine if they're not, group number 2. Know here within the Lepidolite, there is a lot that's going on for you in your dreams. So keeping a little dream journal may actually be super helpful, and it may give you some information about your love life. So know here within the Lepidolite that just writing things down, keeping a pen and a piece of paper next to your bedside, that may actually lead you to some very interesting insights about your love life during the month of February. Furthermore, we've got the Sunstone, taking pleasure in things that you do, group number 2. So putting yourself first, putting your own pleasure first, making sure that you're having fun. And if you start to see someone or date someone, don't cancel your hobbies or your plans for them, okay? That is what makes you attractive to them, that you continue to live your life in parallel to dating. Okay, so don't all of a sudden cancel your yoga class or cancel your shopping date with your best friend or your mom in order to go on a date with someone who you're interested in or who's showing interest in you. Keep your schedule, keep your plans. They can be in your spare time, as we spoke about here in the Two of Pentacles. It's about time management, and you are a busy person. And they can be grateful to see you when you have time. You're not meant to cancel things to accommodate another person during the month of February. It's about showing people that you've got confidence, you've got your own life, and you understand that the right person doesn't need to rush into anything with you. Next up, we've got air. So air is all about your imagination, and also knowing here that having wants and non-negotiables and kind of like a dream situation in your mind for what love should look like for you, this is not something that you should feel bad about or you should feel is ridiculous. You know, I feel like it is so unfair to tell people to like humble themselves or be realistic about love, because there's so many people on this planet who are amazing people who are really ride or die for relationships. Those people just need to find each other. The type of people who care, who love, who want to be there for a partner. So wanting someone who loves you fully, who is there for you, who cherishes you, that is not something that you should compromise on. Even when people tell you, well, you know, lower your expectations, you really don't need to, group number 2, because there is someone for everyone. Next up, we've got Letha. So it's just all about intensifying what you want and really focusing in on that. Okay, so making sure that you don't lose hope when it comes to love and the things that you want. Just because it's not happening immediately, or for example, you haven't met a soulmate yet, or you're in an unhappy relationship or situationship, know here that the more you kind of focus on yourself and you focus on the traits that you want, the love life that you want, the more clarity you bring to that, the higher the likelihood of you attracting that into your life. But you can't put pressure on making it happen quickly, and you cannot undermine yourself and your values in the process. That will lead to you attracting relationships that are just not for you. So group number 2, bear that in mind and stand your ground. February is all about you. It's all about what you need. It's a month of teaching potential partners how to treat you and making sure that you are happy in the long run. And that can only happen if you set up the level of love and respect that you will settle for, that you are happy with right from the get-go. So group number 2, I hope that you enjoyed this reading and that you found it insightful. Make sure that you leave a little sun emoji below in the comment section in order to let me and others know that you tuned into group number 2 and you watched your reading all the way until the end. I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your February love readings. You chose the BTS deck, the Below the Surface Oracle deck, in connectivity to the amber. Now, the amber is not actually a crystal, okay? Even though it is categorized as a crystal, and during the intro I called it a crystal just to make sure that all of the stones were in line with one another so you weren't biased to pick this one over the others. This is actually a piece of fossilized tree resin, okay? So it is very light. I wish you could hold it right now, group number 3. So it's not actually a mineral. However, it has very similar effects to minerals, and you may have seen some of these amber pieces with like insects encapsulated in them, or even little animals such as scorpions. And amber can definitely be very expensive depending on the quality and what is in it, if it's just a regular piece of amber, if there's something encapsulated in it, as it is almost like an artifact of time and history. But let's move into your love reading, shall we? So first up, we've got the leafy sea dragon. Now, the leafy sea dragon is trying to remind you that when it comes to love, everything serves a purpose. The same goes for situationships, for relationships that even went wrong. They all served a purpose, and they all taught you valuable lessons about what you want and what you don't want. And one message that we've got here in the Leafy Sea Dragon is for you to give thanks to your body, to not feel like comparing yourself or like any potential lover would feel as though a part of your body is inadequate, because it is absolutely not, group number 3. So if you have been struggling as of recently with your body image, maybe you've even at some point struggled with an ED, or you currently still do, or depression, PTSD from something that affected your physical body, this is your sign. This is your reminder to give thanks to your body that works so hard every single day to just keep you alive and keep you going, so you can continue to do this thing called life and also find love. Next up, we've got the walrus calf. So in the walrus calf, know that your inner world is safe, and embracing all of your emotions can create a state of flow. So embracing how you feel when it comes to love is very important. And if you feel as though whenever you embrace your feelings and your emotions to someone that you're dating or seeing or in a situationship with, that causes friction, that's a red flag, group number 3. But furthermore, I also want you to know here in the walrus calf that this is also symbolic of creating a family, of having a little baby to take care of, a little mini version of you, so to say. So understand here that when it comes to love, you're meant to be with a life partner where you can embrace these emotions and kind of also start to consider family planning. Even if that's something that you never thought you wanted, at least you can still plan a 4-legged little baby. Maybe you don't want any type of responsibility whatsoever. Just know here that having these conversations is an important part of your love life in February, whether you're having them with another person or just becoming clear about what you want with yourself. Next up, we've got the koi. So I see here that February is going to be really fun, and you're being called to not take love too seriously. Not taking love or life too seriously is definitely going to leave things very lighthearted and easy for you to manage and deal with. Also, do know that any type of quarrels or any type of misunderstandings, romantically speaking, are going to be resolved with ease during the month of February. And this is really a month for you to not overthink anything romantically speaking, but actually pay more attention to your body and what you want for the future when it comes to love and romance. Next up, we've got new beginning as well as healthy choices. So if you're single, I want you to know that February brings a new beginning and a very positive change where you're making healthy choices, romantically speaking, to be with partners who are more fun, who have a great sense of humor and always make you laugh. I see that here with the koi. So do know that having a partner that makes you laugh and doesn't get mad at you for too long is definitely a recipe for a healthy relationship, as you don't want to feel as though you are walking on eggshells with that person. So definitely know here that February brings you really great options, romantically speaking, when it comes to lovers who are just easygoing and where you're kind of the one who maybe even holds a little bit more power, because whenever you're not 100% happy, they're worried. They don't want to lose you, and they will use humor in order to get you back and just lighten the mood and the situation, which is precisely what you need. The 6 of Cups here from the Pastel Journey Tarot deck is a symbol of victory. This is a symbol of emotionally winning. So the month of February is looking very promising for your love life, group 3. And it definitely also shows here that you are content. You feel as though your love life during the month of February is in a place that you can be happy with, that you can build on, and that you can continue to enjoy throughout March. Now, the Knight of Cups shows me a young water sign. Think a Scorpio, a Cancerian, or a Pisces. Someone who is very intuitive, someone who is a sensitive soul. They may not show it, but they are very sensitive on the inside and they're interested in you. I definitely see that they're looking at you here in a sense of wanting to be with you, of wanting to see where things can go with you romantically speaking. So this is someone who seems very fun and lighthearted on the outside, but on the inside, they are very much obsessed with you. They are very much thinking, could this go somewhere? Now, the Judgment card shows me here that forgiveness is an important thing for you to do in order to give new people a chance. So especially if you've been burned in love, or there has been unrequited love in your past, I want you to know here within Judgment that this is symbolic of it being time for you to let go of that, okay? Because if you hold on to that, if you constantly keep in the back of your mind that you have been burned, or that people can leave, or they may not follow through, they may not end up being the one, it will be more and more difficult for someone who's actually meant for you to break through those walls. So let your guard down a little more, group number 3. I see here within the agate that there is such a thing as being too protective and having too many walls up. And the month of February is about bringing things back into balance. So there can be an opening and an opportunity for love. So there can be a situation in which someone can really win your heart over and make a little space for themselves in your life. Next up, we've got the carnelian. So the carnelian shows us here that a great way for you to channel secure energy when it comes to love is through feeding your creativity. If you, for example, love to draw, to paint, maybe even read tarot or oracle cards, engage more in these things during the month of February, as they are really bringing you stability and also allowing you to kind of think about something completely different that isn't work, that isn't love, that isn't, for example, financial worries or burdens, but that is just you having fun. I want to figure out from Spirit during what time of the month you're most likely to connect with the Knight of Cups. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Okay, so we've got the number 4 as a very good day when it comes to love for group number 3. Let's see what other days are very favorable when it comes to your love life during the month of February. Okay, we've got the 11th. So the beginning of February seems to be the best time for you to go on dates. It seems to be the best time for you to find a potential lover to enjoy February with. It seems like an amazing time for you to really just set yourself up for the rest of the month. I know that the months go by very quickly, but we also kind of need to remember, in a sense, our mortality also shows that there's not that much time, right? For example, if you're experiencing the month of February, it will take a whole year for you to experience another month of February. And if you live to be 70 years old, then that means you will have experienced 70 Februaries, which in a way is not that much, right? Especially if you take away the ones you don't remember when you were a child or just growing up and a love life wasn't even an option. And then you also maybe take away very old age where dating is not something that is maybe super rampant or probable. That kind of gives you this window between like late teens or early 20s to, you know, a little older in age but not super old. So maybe you've got what, like 40, 50 Februaries? That is not that many if you think about it, right? Group number 3. So we do have to make every month count and enjoy every month and remind yourself that there will be so much change between this February and next February. You want to look back on every single month and think to yourself, I really grew, I really progressed, and I really enjoyed my time. Next up, we've got the Wombat Spirit. So being at home is where you're going to spend most of your time during the month of February, which does show here in connectivity to the agate that is where you find balance. That is where you find your equilibrium, your center point. I see that here with healthy choices, and you may actually even invite a potential date to your home in order to just enjoy that atmosphere and feel as though things are very relaxed and chill, and you can do something like watch a movie. Next up, we've got the starfish spirit. So I see here within the starfish spirit that the month of February brings infinite possibilities when it comes to your love life. So maybe you're even downloading something like a new dating app, or you're getting back onto a dating app that comes with infinite possibility. Being open to people from all types of walks of life, that is another reason why you may have this infinite possibility. But also just stepping into a new beginning and letting the past rest in the past is an important part of why February seems to not only mark a new beginning, but also come with a lot more choices than you maybe had in January, maybe December. So I do want to add just some letters to the Knight of Cups name so we can have a real understanding of who this person is. So we've got W as well as T for the Knight of Cups. So these are the important letters within their name. But group 3, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clear and cleanse the space, and then I'll be back with you to guide you into more details about your love life during the month of February. So while I'm doing that, make sure you leave a little rainbow emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you chose group 3 and that you're still here, and I'll be right back with you. Welcome back, group number 3. Did you miss me? Let's move further into your February love reading, shall we? So we've got the man as well as the rose. So I see some romance in the air with this man, with someone who has some extremely masculine energy. That's what we've got represented within the man. And I definitely want you to know here within the rose that this is a very pure type of romance. This is a romance that you've maybe even dreamed of. Someone giving you roses, someone showing you affection, and that they really care about you and want to get to know you. I also see here within the dark woman that there are some sort of dealings or relationship with a woman with dark complexion or dark hair. So this could be a friend of yours, a family member that you're speaking to about this connection with this man, and that you're just kind of letting in on what's going on in your love life. So I would definitely be careful about who you share the developments in your love life with, because it is definitely something very private, and you want to make sure that you keep all of the things that are going well safe. Next up, we've got the whale. So you're going to be kind of worried over nothing. I see here that this man seems to be someone who is like too good to be true or too kind to be true, and you're kind of worried that they're going to stop doing that, or they're going to end up being someone completely different. But the whale is symbolic of great worry over nothing, group 3. And I see here within the harp that really what's meant to happen here is just for great happiness to continue on. And maybe you even identify with the dark woman, and this just shows that on one hand you've got a lot of worry over your dealings or relationship with this man, and the worry is really worry over nothing. And then on the other hand, you are enjoying great happiness with this person. You are really having the best time, romantically speaking, during the month of February. So let's read a little bit more into this romance, shall we? Next up, we've got the smoky quartz. So this shows me here that what you're being called to do by your guides and angels is to release any type of negativity. And why this is showing up for you is because, as we spoke about within the whale, you may kind of be overthinking things to a degree that really isn't necessary. So adding smoky quartz to your crystal collection, or even to your crystal jewelry collection, is an amazing way for you to cleanse any negative energy from within or around you. Another great crystal to use for that is black obsidian, for example. I would recommend placing these types of crystals around your home. Next up, we've got the charoite. So I see here that one thing that's happening for you in February is that you're being watched over and protected physically, emotionally, and energetically. This is a time where your guides and the universe just wants you to enjoy your love life. When was the last time, group number 3, that you put yourself first and just enjoyed your life, just enjoyed your love life without overthinking, without putting someone else's needs first, or thinking what you can do for another person or what you can do in order for someone to like you more? When was the last time you were just quote unquote selfish. You just selfishly enjoyed your life. Exactly. It's been too long, group number 3. Maybe it's never even happened for you. So February. You guys, breaking news. I just added the segment that you're seeing on the screen to my How to Become a Great Tarot Reader course, where I teach you all of my tips and tricks on how to build and grow a successful YouTube channel, all the way from picking the right channel name to sponsorships and tricks on how to get favored by YouTube's algorithm. You're able to learn that and so much more in my How to Become a Great Tarot Reader course. You can either go on bowlife.com or find the link in the description box to sign up and enroll in the course today. So February is time for you to chill, relax, and get ready to win in love. That is what the Great Hammerhead stands for. You're stronger than you know. You are more capable of being in a healthy relationship than you have been taught or made aware of up until this point. And I want you to know here that this is really your time to enjoy. This is your time to relax, your time to be loved, to be kind of courted in a way, for someone to try to win your affection and just make you feel like you are the queen or the king of the world. In Be Still, I understand that February is also a time of being in a space of self-reflection and maybe also a lot of meditation. So whenever you've got like an extra 3-4 minutes, maybe even after watching this prediction, just drop into a space of meditation. Give yourself time to be still and know here that your ancestors are watching over you, group number 3, and they are so proud of you. February is a time where you can also connect with them, especially when it comes to romantic matters or romantic worries. Connecting with your ancestors and past loved ones about what a healthy relationship looks like for you can be a very reassuring and calming way to know that you're on the right path, that you're making good choices for yourself, and that nothing's in your way when it comes to romance and great happiness. So let's add just a little more information into your reading. We've got the Great White Shark next, which stands for just going for it. Okay, strike when the iron is hot. Take this romantic time as it comes. Go for it. Enjoy it. Don't overthink it. If you want to be intimate with someone, whatever that looks like or means for you, group number 3, do it. Don't overthink it. Have a good time. Of course, be safe. That is very important. But go for it when things are hot and steamy. Don't kind of judge yourself or feel like, oh, I should or should not be doing this. There are people who got intimate and hooked up the very first time they've ever met, and they got married, and those people stayed together for life. There are people who took things very slowly and the relationship never progressed to anything. Okay, so there is no one size fits all. It is important that you follow your heart and that you follow what you internally really feel is right for your situation, romantically speaking. Next up, we've got the Flying Gurnard. So I see here that emotions will run high in February. There will be times where maybe you are even tempted to reach out to an ex or someone with whom a relationship didn't work out. If they reach out to you, that is self-explanatory as to why emotions would be running high, especially if it was not a very amicable end to the relationship. But one thing that the Flying Gurnard asks you to do is to ask yourself if it's worth it. Is it worth losing sleep over bygones, a situation that is just water under the bridge, a situation you can no longer change? Is it really worth it to allow your emotions to run high for someone who clearly was not meant to be in your life and maybe even showed you that they actively did not want to be in your life? So that is where it's important for you to be still, to know that you are protected, and that sometimes we've got these little tests that get flung our way when there's actually great happiness in our life, to just see whether we are in a space of gratitude to focus on what's working, to focus on the romance, on the great happiness, on the connection that you've got going on here, rather than to allow emotions that are running high to take over more space than they really deserve. So bear in mind here, group number 3, that it's your choice, and you are definitely being guided to make the choice to choose you, okay? To choose your happiness. I also want to add a few placements here when it comes to the man. Okay, so here, let me just zoom in for you. Here we've actually got Capricorn for you, so I see some strong Capricorn placements when it comes to the man. I want to add a few more pieces and bits of information in from your guides. Here we've got Mercury. So I see, oh, let me zoom in for you. There we go, group number 3. So Mercury, as you know, is the planet of communication. When Mercury is in retrograde, it seems as though everything is kind of all over the place. So I want you to know here that these are the important placements that we've got within this man. Furthermore, let's look at what type of age difference that there is between this man and yourself. So Spirit, let us know what's going on here with the man. Okay, we've got 4 for you, group number 3. So that is an important number. That is an important thing when it comes to differences between you and the man, but 4 is also a number of stability. So this is definitely also indicative with the Capricorn energy of the fact that they are ambitious and driven, and they've also built a pretty stable life for themselves. Whereas when we've got Mercury here, they're a very rational type of person. They love to communicate clearly what it is that they desire, and they're someone who travels a lot. So time, transportation, planning ahead, that really matters with this person. Now, group number 3, this is the February love prediction that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a little rose emoji below in the comment section if you made it all the way to the end to let me and others know that you chose group number 3 and that you're still here. Know that I'm sending you so much love and support, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your February love predictions. You chose the Gentle Heart Tarot deck in connectivity to the Aquamarine crystal. Now, this is the gorgeous aquamarine. It ranges from this type of light greenish, sea green type of hue all the way to a very bright blue. It really just depends on the type of aquamarine as well as its mineral composition. And the Gentle Heart Tarot deck, this is really like one of my absolute favorites. I believe it is available on Amazon, at least in the US right now. So make sure that you check out this deck if you'd like to add it to your collection. I promise you won't regret it. So group 4, let's get into your love reading. We've got the Page of Cups as well as the 7 of Diamonds. So I see a young, fun, bubbly water sign. Think Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancerian, who's going to give you a gift during the month of February. It may just be something small, but nevertheless, it's something that you really like. Maybe they're inviting you out for dinner, for your favorite beverage. Maybe they're giving you a crystal, just something small that shows that they care about you and that they really like you. That's what I see here within the Page of Cups. We've got someone who is definitely a little infatuated by you. Let's figure out some placements. Spirit, give us more information about the Page of Cups for group number 4. Okay, so here we've actually got Aries as an important placement within their birth chart. So while they may be a water sign in their sun sign, they may have this Aries placement in another part of their birth chart. So let's see if we can figure out more about this. So on one hand, we've got water sign energy. On the other hand, we've got fire sign energy. You guys, breaking news. I just added the segment that you're seeing on the screen to my How to Become a Great Tarot Reader course, where I teach you all of my tips and tricks on how to build and grow a successful YouTube channel, all the way from picking the right channel name to sponsorships and tricks on how to get favored by YouTube's algorithm. You're able to learn that and so much more in my How to Become a Great Tarot Reader course. You can either go on bowlife.com or find the link in the description box to sign up and enroll in the course today. Okay, so let me just zoom in for you here, group number 4. This kind of looks like a number 4, doesn't it? So this is actually representative of Jupiter. So if you're ever wondering how you can interpret these symbols, the number 4 is Jupiter, basically. And here with Aries and Jupiter, we have a very expansive mindset. This is someone who is all about growth. They have an entrepreneurial mindset because Jupiter is the planet of growth, of higher education, of philosophy as well. And Aries is a fire sign that is very enthusiastic, very energetic, pioneering, assertive, and they're not afraid to take the lead. Okay, so this is a very interesting combination because you have someone who is emotionally intelligent and at the same time very driven, who's into you. They're still young, but they understand exactly what you need. They understand exactly what makes you happy, what impresses you, and what allows you to feel relaxed in a connection with them. So this is a great start to your reading. Now, the Six of Cups continues on with this amazing energy in your love life. The Six of Cups is a symbol of triumph. It is a symbol of emotional stability, happiness, having the things that you desire, and feeling loved, feeling cared for, and also being able to fill other people's cups. The only way you can healthily do that is if your cup is filled and you're taken care of, which I see is part of February. Ooh, we have a card that popped right out of the pile, which is the Devil in reverse. Now, this is actually the quote-unquote positive way to receive the devil, because the Devil in reverse shows us here that you are definitely not tempted to have any type of relationship that isn't healthy. Any type of relationship that is, for example, based in materialism, that is based on what someone can do for you rather than true love. That is not a type of connection that's happening here during the month of February. Not from you being with someone who is, for example, successful but you don't really like, and also not from another person trying to be with you just for your physical body. That is definitely something that you are able to completely avoid during the month of February. So congratulations, group number 4. And you're able to really just focus on true love, on pure intent, and on enjoying your love life and being the center of attention. I see here within the watermelon tourmaline that February comes with a significant amount of stress reduction when it comes to love. So you are de-stressing your mind, body, and schedule because you're making time to rest, recharge, and revive yourself. And this is probably also why there is no chance that you will be in a relationship that is toxic or unhealthy or built on some sort of shaky ground or foundation, because you are so well balanced during the month of February. This helps you make healthy choices overall. Next up, within the Dolomite, I can see here that you're being reminded that a positive outcome is dependent on you keeping a positive mindset. So if you feel as though you're kind of falling off track at any given point during the month of February, just remind yourself of this, group number 4, that a positive mindset makes a huge difference to the outcome that you're attracting and what actually ends up happening in your love life. So if you start to think to yourself that something is bound to go wrong, then of course you will start to attract that type of outcome, which is why it's so important that you enjoy what's going well and what's right for you during the month of February, rather than already overthinking what may come next or what may go wrong. Next up, we've got the Unakite. See, the reason why this shows up is because prayers of yours are being answered. So finally finding someone who is obsessed with you, who respects you, loves you, wants to be with you, and shows you all of these things and does what they say they're going to do. I definitely see here that this is what we've got into Unakite. And sometimes when we've been through a tough time in life or in love, it can be a little sus, okay? It can definitely be a little suspect, like, why is this happening right now? How long is this gonna last? These are all questions you may be asking yourself, but I want you to know here that your guides and angels are really pushing you to enjoy this and to remind yourself here that at some point you have to find the right person, okay? It won't always be heartbreak, heartache, or losses. It won't always be connections that are temporary. At some point, you're definitely destined to be in a connection and a relationship that is meant for you, that serves you, and that's here to stay. Next up, we've got air. So within air, I can see that you're already kind of planning way ahead, like planning your wedding, planning what's going to happen for the next 10, 20 years. So I see that you're having a lot of fun with that here during the month of February. Try to just not get too caught up in it, group number 4. You guys know I just need to be honest with you, because sometimes when you really think ahead in relationships, it can start to create some friction, because you may want to start to talk about this and the other person might just not be quite ready or quite there yet. Maybe they will feel very overwhelmed or very much like their space is being encroached on, especially with the type of placements we've got here. For the Page of Cups, they're the type of person who is emotionally very intelligent, but at the same time, they are definitely someone who needs a little bit of alone time and space to truly, truly make up their mind about the future. I see here within the spell that the best thing you can really do is to just manifest and write things down that you want to come to fruition and that you want to happen. That's one thing that I see here within the spell, that writing is very powerful. Writing is something that I think is even scientifically proven to increase the chances of you accomplishing something, whether it be some sort of goal or dream of yours. So know here that manifestation is definitely a way for you to continue to be in a healthy relationship in February by writing things down that you want to bring to the relationship, and also writing down just what your dream relationship looks like. I see here within the staff that there will be a lot of stability for you during the month of February, which is also why you're able to enjoy and have such a great time, and your reading has been so favorable up until this point, because you don't feel as though you're in a very shaky situation, which means that you can let your guard down and kind of open your heart up a little more than if you were in a situationship where you feel like the person may leave at any moment. And I see here within the Witch that you're maybe actually even underestimating your powers, group number 4, your ability to speak what you want into existence, and also how enchanting you are to other people. So it is almost as though you're able to put someone under a spell. I see that here within the Witch as well as the spell. For the month of February, romantically speaking, you just have to be yourself. And as mentioned earlier, write down what you want. Okay, whether that be a specific lover, a specific outcome romantically speaking, or a experience that you really want, write down precisely what it is that you desire. And trust me, group number 4, you will be really amazed at what you're able to create and what's able to come to fruition for you. So I will now clear and cleanse the space for you, group 4. In the meantime, leave a little tree emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you not only chose group number 4, but that you're still here, and I'll be right back with you. Welcome back, group number 4. Did you miss me? Let's move further into your February love life reading, shall we? So first up, we've got the Oarfish. I see that in February, you are being called to be the bigger person. So if there is a friend or a family member who is never helpful when it comes to your love life, okay, they always have something to say, or they're always making you feel insecure, try to just be the bigger person, and also don't talk to them about your love life anymore, especially with all of the amazing things that you've got going on. There's definitely a little bit of jealousy here, and I see that you are being called to remember that your kindness is your strength. It's best to just kind of swim away from people who are trying to drag you down. As you can see here, these little crabs are like clawing for the Oarfish, who's just swimming away, who's just being the bigger person and focusing on its own life and its own grind. That's what you're being called to do. Next up, we've got the spiny seahorse. So I see exactly why some of this friction may be showing up for you. So in the spiny seahorse, know here that you've got your own traditions, values, and norms. You've got your own way of wanting to live life, and also your own way of wanting to be in a relationship. You don't need someone to tell you what type of relationship to be in. You know what you want out of a partner, what you appreciate and what you don't. And I see here that that is where there is some friction, because that may not always be in alignment with what society wants or tells you to do. That may not always be in alignment with what your parents or your community wants. Maybe you have different ideas about children, about marriage, about roles within relationships, as we've got here in the spiny seahorse. We've got reversed roles, right? Because seahorses, that's where the males actually carry out the pregnancy. Obviously, the reversed roles are probably not going to the length of the spiny seahorse, but you understand what I mean. You understand the analogy, group number 4. So I see here within the parrotfish that you are being called to protect your assets. And yes, your love life can be an asset as well, especially if it's bringing you a lot of happiness, if it's bringing you a lot of amazing moments. So don't be careless with what you've worked hard for, or you've worked hard to create and to maintain in a healthy state. Don't allow for other people to tell you what to do when it comes to love if it feels truly good for you and if it works for you. But you've of course got to be honest with yourself, because sometimes people are just looking out for you. That is true. There are certain instances in which friends and family can see that something isn't quite right and they're just trying to look out for your well-being. However, you have to protect your little bubble of love during the month of February from people who are jealous, from people who just want to intrude or kind of give you a bunch of unsolicited advice when they themselves aren't even in a healthy, committed relationship, or they themselves have not been able to maintain a relationship that you even aspire to have in your life. I see here within the agate that actually the month of February gets you back into balance when it comes to love. So if things have been a little all over the place, or you feel as though the last couple months have just been draining, with Christmas, Thanksgiving, maybe you don't even celebrate those holidays, but it's just you've been feeling it with like a large portion of the world celebrating these things. You may have felt as though your love life wasn't really able to get the attention that it deserved, but now February is finally bringing more time and space for that. And I see here within the Amazonite that if you are the type of person who can get a little jealous or insecure, this is for you, group 4. Loosen your grip, okay? Try to not allow jealousy or overthinking or worry to control your relationships, especially your romantic ones, because that is really, really going to harm those relationships, because the fastest way to kind of kill something or to end something good is by not giving it room to breathe, by not giving it space. You have to learn that trust is the only way, because if you continuously kind of tighten your grip around a relationship because you are really fond of it, because it means a lot to you, you may end up being the one that kind of removes the spark that deflates the relationship, rather than those fears that you had having any effect on the relationship. So it is important to remind yourself here that trust is inevitable, and if someone has given you a reason to not trust them and you simply cannot sleep at night anymore in your relationship, then maybe it's time to reconsider whether this is even a healthy relationship for you to still be in. Next up, we've got Aries. So Aries was a placement that we had within your person here. When it came to their birth chart, it was an important placement. And Aries is about being very strong-minded, single-minded, and also being a leader. So one thing that I want you to know here within Aries is that not only is this an important placement in your romantic life, but it is also the type of energy that you are being called to exude in order to push things forward. I see here within Virgo that paying attention to details is really great and important. Being analytical is also great. However, bear in mind here that it is important to ask yourself what serves your romantic relationships and what doesn't, and feed into the things that does serve your relationship, okay? And that is trust, that is compassion, that is also giving the other person freedom, and knowing here that when it comes to love, we never have any control, right? Because we don't control the other individual with whom we're in a relationship with. Whether you just met or you've been married for decades, they can leave at any point. They can decide that they want out of the relationship at any point in time, and so can you. So really the only thing that's left to do in love is to enjoy the moment, to enjoy it while it's there, while it's healthy, while it lasts, but not to tighten your grip around it to the point that you're suffocating it. Next up, we've got Chiron. So your guides feel as though there is a little bit of a soft spot, a little bit of a sore spot when it comes to this trust, when it comes to things such as infidelity, and it may be for very good reason. Group number 4, we are not a channel, we are not a community where we judge. We are here to uplift, heal, and help one another. So in Chiron, know that February is the time for you to start healing up on some wounds, on some trust issues that may have been caused and that may make it difficult for you to truly and purely love and open up. And I see here within Journal that this is a great therapeutic and free way for you to work on yourself and for you to work on being a lover that can be in a committed relationship and let that relationship thrive. Know that journaling, it's like free therapy, really. Of course, it takes a little bit of time, but you will, even if you are done with the video and you go straight to writing down your thoughts, even for 5 minutes, you will feel such a sensation of relief and release, trust me. And feel free to come back and leave a little comment below. We've also got connecting with crystals here. So a great thing for you to do is to bring out your journal, bust out some of your favorite crystals if you own crystals. If not, this is maybe a great excuse for you to purchase some crystals or crystal jewelry, and make sure here that you kind of allow yourself to just drop into the space of reflecting, of not judging your thoughts or your feelings, and journaling, dipping into what it is that you want in love, what you're afraid of, what you've been through. And know here, healing is a process, and there are a lot of great parts within you that can help you bring things back into balance while protecting what you have, but not encroaching so much on your love life and relationships that you end up breaking them or that you end up not giving them room to breathe. So it's really about finding your balance, finding your groove, finding out who you want to be in a relationship, and then living that. So group number 4, this is the reading that I received for you, and I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a little lollipop emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you made it all the way to the end and that you were a part of group number 4. I'm sending you so much love, hugs, and prosperity, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings.